All right, so for this week, we're going to look at Cambodian resettlement in the United States, new homes, new Americans. We look at two case studies this week. Your two readings are by Jeremy Hein, one involving Hmong and Cambodian refugees in America, and the other involving Cambodian and Hmong refugees in America. Now, the similarities between Hmong and Cambodian refugees is that they came as a result of the post 1975 Vietnam War refugee migration. The Vietnam War happened in Vietnam, but the United States dragged Cambodia and Laos into the war in Vietnam as well, with a lot of bombings, um, you know, along the Vietnam, Laos and Vietnam Cambodian border. And the reason being that the United States wanted to destroy the Ho Chi Minh Trail, the way the North Vietnamese government, the communists, were getting resources and guns and bombs from communist China and the former Soviet Union. And and the Cambodian refugees and the Hmong and Laotian refugees, they and even Chinese Vietnamese refugees, they came to the United States at the start in heavy numbers, in big numbers, at the start of 1980, all the way through the 1990s, early 1990s. And so the 1980 was a time of an economic recession in the United States because the auto industry was in decline. During this time, the American auto industry was in decline and the Japanese auto industry was on the rise. They had better cars that had better gas mileage, and American cars were very big and didn't have very good gas mileage. And so a lot of people were losing their jobs. And and because of this, and because of the association with the war, many of the American in small town hospitality and hate, as Jeremy Hein points out, didn't receive the new refugees very well. Refugees from Cambodia and from Laos, in particular Hmong and Cambodians. And the reason why the refugees were even there is because the U.S. had a policy of relocation that wanted to put refugees in all 50 states, so that one particular area would not be burdened by all the refugees economically. Spread out the problem, quote unquote, so that it can be better handled. But that turned out to be a very negative thing because a lot of the Cambodian and Hmong and other Laotian refugees, who ended up in the middle of nowhere, just left that area and went into a secondary migration to areas where there were a lot of co-ethnics, like Long Beach for Cambodians, or Fresno for Hmong refugees, Fresno in the Central Valley. And so what you do see is a lot of societal racism. But the societal racism, as Jeremy Hein points out, was fueled by the economic recession and Americans thinking at that time, we need to stop helping the communist refugees and we need to help ourselves, much like the current climate in U.S. Politics. So as you're reading for this week and as you're watching the video, pay attention uh, to uh, uh, to this kind of encounter.